and today we are going to talk about Harry Potter. So, we all love Harry Potter.
There's really no word other than love.
There's no word.
Love isn't strong enough.
Love, always.
Just
Always.
Always.
Always is a good word.
Oh.
The feels.
Emily is actually a new convert. She recently just finished the 7th book. She actually hasn't watched all the movies yet.
No.
So,
we're
that's
gonna have to
another
film.
video.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to film her reaction.
We're planning a Harry Potter marathon, so.
So we all really started reading Harry Potter at different points in our life. Mary started reading it early childhood. I read it in middle school, and Emily just read it in high school. So we all kind of have different perspectives of what we love of it. And in this video, we're just kind of talk about what we loved about it at our different ages and such.
Yes. Okay, so Harry Potter is really a big part of my identity. One of my first memories is coming down into the living room and seeing Harry Potter one-on when he was going down the stairs in the dungeons and he was about to confront Voldemort and there were spiral around. That's like one of my first memories. And so I read the first book when I was in 2nd grade. So, and then just read them off from there. So I had seen the first 3 movies before I read the books, but then the last books I had read before I had seen the movies. So we're not really part of the Potter generation. I think we missed that by a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that
Like,
like,
in like the early 90s, didn't
yeah, those are people who were like,
97 was the first book that came out in Great
yeah,
Britain.
like 11 when that came out. So it's just deep emotional attachments here, you know, just whenever someone mentions Harry Potter, it's just like, gotta be in it, gotta be in the conversation. And just such connections. I've read these books multiple times, you know, if I'm just feeling down one day, just pick up a Harry Potter book, you know?
They'll always be your friends.
They're my old friends that are always there for me when my real friends aren't.
Hogwarts will always welcome you home.
Don't even talk about that interview. Do not even talk about
Right.
that interview. I bawled my eyes out in that interview.
Anyway, so let's see, my favorite book of all the books, this is so hard, it's like choosing like favorite children. I really like the 3rd one. I like the 3rd book. I feel like that one was kind of like a typical year at Hogwarts without there being anything too crazy going on. Besides the first one, because, you know, the 2nd one was the Chamber of Secrets. The 4th one was the Triwizard Tournament. The 5th one was Umbridge. The 6th one was kind of average. I really like the 6th one. The 6th one and the 3rd one are probably my favorite ones. Probably because, I don't know, I just got to see, like, kind of an average Hogwarts school year in the 3rd one and focus more on the relationships. And same thing in the 6th one, you know. 5th one was really depressing and, you know. So the 6th one was much more light, and you know there was the Harry Ginny romance, and it was just, except for the ending, which was not light.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my perspective on it. You know, growing up with the series. Deva.
I first read the book. I first read the first one, I think, 3rd grade. Yeah, it took me like 3 months to read it. I just couldn't get into it. Like, I tried. I just couldn't get into it. So I just kind of like stopped. I'm like, okay. And then 6th grade, no, 7th grade? I feel like it was 7th grade. I was just kind of browsing through our middle school library, and I'm just like, I haven't read this. But back in 5th grade, I had read The Tales of Beedle and Bard, which I love. So I'm like, okay, so I'll try it. So I get into it again. That's when I hit the ground running. I was like reading I was flying through them. I remember, I think Prisoner of Azkaban only took me 13 hours total,
Wow.
and that was with school and eating. Like, I was just reading. Like, my friends would try to talk to me. They're like, Tablet, give us your opinion. I'm like, no, I gotta read. I couldn't put the book down, and I just became obsessed. Like, 8th grade, my homeroom teacher, he loved Harry Potter. He had a Harry Potter bobblehead, and I would just go up to him during homeroom, and I would just start talking to him about Harry Potter, and when the bell rang, we barely even heard it before one of us looked at the clock and realized what time it was and that we had to go to lunch or go to our next class, because we just became so obsessed with it. And I have to agree with Mary. The 3rd book was my favorite, just because I loved that Harry finally had a father figure in his life. Like, I know with everything, like, people are saying, yeah, Hagrid is, but for some reason, Sirius was always, like, the big father figure. But even then, like, he was, like, he wasn't even sure. Like, he told Harry, yeah, I'm your godfather. If you really want a place at, like, my house, I mean, you can come, but I understand, like, you've been with these other people for how many years. I understand if you don't want to come.
Harry, let me live with you.
Like, he's like, yeah, I know I'm a convicted murderer. I'm trying to clear my name. That wasn't my fault. But he was just like, I want to be part of his life.
And it's unfortunate that you have that attachment with him.
Yep. That's really, yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily's perspective now.
Okay, so I read it in high school. Sorry for all you Harry Potter fans out there, don't hate me, please. I tried to read it in 4th grade, and I was just like, this is dumb, but I was dumb in 4th grade, so. And then, so, like, Mary and Tabitha both loved it, and they're like, okay, these books are so good, you have to read them. And so I'm like, okay, gotta read these books.
Her reactions, like, I would just be sitting at home, and she would just message me
very
random
girly.
things. She's like, this happened. I'm like, just wait.
Just keep going.
Just
keep
come,
going.
just keep reading. You'll be fine.
You should see our text messages.
Yep, they're pretty crazy.
They're just all in caps, fangirling,
all
drunk.
caps.
All caps.
Yeah.
And I really regret not reading them earlier because it's just so awesome. I just love it so much. There's just not a word to describe. There's really not. I just love it. And my little brother is reading it, so I'm really excited. He's like, yeah, you gotta get into it. You gotta do it. My favorite one is probably the 6th one because
Second.
The Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is just so depressing, and it made me so sad. And then just coming, like, to the 6th one, it was just so happy, and, like, everything started coming together, and I really liked learning Voldemort's story, like, where he came from. I really liked that, and so that was, like, happening in the 6th one, and then the ending was just,
Yeah, it killed you.
it's just horrible.
No words.
And I just feel like still, like, I haven't reread it so many times like they have, so I don't, like, remember all those, like, little tiny details, you know, like, oh yeah, do you remember this part? And I'm like, not really. So after I read, like, all this huge stack of books that I have to read, I'm going to read them again so I can, you know, just absorb it and get everything. And so, yeah. If you haven't read them, read it.
Did we include too many spoilers?
No. I mean,
Okay,
we have Okay,
Yeah.
we have to talk about ships, because a couple weeks ago, J.K. Rowling released a statement saying how Harry and Hermione should have ended up together, and the Weasleys just kind of cut out of the whole picture. Like, I honestly disagree with that greatly. Like, I know no author knows the characters better than
the
author.
yeah.
Like, no one knows them better than the author, but I disagree with it. I feel like, yeah, like, there's so many relationships where, like, the two people hate each other, and then it just slowly evolves into this.
That's like classic. That's like Pride and Prejudice. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, they
Yep.
they don't like each other at first and they fight,
Yeah.
and then eventually they get together. Like,
I mean, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it works for them. Yeah, maybe there would have been bumps in the road, but I feel like overall it worked.
yeah. And like she said, there wasn't really any indication that in the previous books that they would get together, and that it should have been Harry and Hermione. Was there any indication of Harry and Hermione?
No.
No, I see Harry and Hermione as
Brother and
and
sister.
sister, because they were both only, like, Hermione had her parents, but she was still an only child. She couldn't really,
Yeah.
like, during the summer, she couldn't relate to anyone. Same thing with Harry. Ron had a house full of siblings. Yeah, he didn't get along with them, but they still watched out and they still cared for each other. Hermione and Harry they just understood each other more than I think Ron did.
Yeah, there was never attraction between them though.
And I just read that, like, if Harry and Hermione would have been together, their ego would have been, like,
Through the
through the roof. So I think that if they would have gotten together, like, Hermione would have tried to do something, and Harry would have been like, no, you can't do that. And then it just would have went downhill.
Yeah. And then Harry and Ginny are just so cute.
Yeah.
She set that up in the beginning.
She said that, like, what book was it that they really started, like, when he was talking about something? He's like, but he's like, she's Ron's sister.
Oh, six
Yeah,
one.
Was that the
sex
sex
beast inside of him?
And it was like
it
awakening.
was so cheesy, but like I
was
loved
so cute.
every
I love it.
second of
Yeah.
it. Like I loved their whole relationship with how like when who was it, Lavender or someone asked Ginny if Harry had a tattoo.
A tattoo of a.
Oh, yeah.
It was this dragon. I can't
No,
remember.
That's a pygmy pop, wasn't it?
No, that was Ron. That was Ron.
Oh, yeah.
Ron had the pygmy.
No,
No,
she,
it was,
she asked him if he had a tattoo of a hippogriff.
Yeah.
And then she
That's
was like,
it.
and she was like, no, I told her it was a Hungarian horntail, much more macho.
And then he's like, "What'd you tell her Ron got?" And she said a pygmy puff, but it didn't say where. I was laughing.
The books
like,
are so much funnier.
Yeah.
like, I feel like I love Daniel Radcliffe. I loved how he portrayed Harry Potter, but I feel like he didn't get the sass of Harry Potter. Like, I know that sounds really weird and everything, but I just feel like
Half-Life's just like the sass master over here.
Don't even
She
get me
just
started
needs
on
everything to have sass.
Yep.
Let's bring it out with sass, please.
I'll get sassy. I'm sorry, guys. I really get sassy, but it's okay.
SOS.
But yeah, and then,
Sprinkle
like-
of sass.
Harry and Ginny, like, Ginny adored Harry. I recently reread the second book, and it was just so cute how much she, like,
She looked
idolized
up to him
She
as
was-
a role model.
she was like the Harry Potter fangirl.
Oh my
She
God.
was the
Of
first
course.
Harry Potter fangirl.
Yeah, and it was just so cute how they ended up together, and they all ended up related,
Yeah, I
and
just
it was
love
just
their
perfect.
relationship.
And
It's
then
like-
J.K. Rowling just came in with her wrecking ball. Just ruined my
You
shit.
came in like a wrecking
Oh
ball.
my gosh. But it was just, I don't know, I just disagree with her on this. I feel like they...
We love her. We love her.
Yeah,
She's our queen. Don't get us wrong. She's the queen. But I disagree with her on this point. I honestly do. Like, when I first found out, I was at a pep band game, and we were just, like, scrolling through, and two of our friends were, like, Tabitha, J.K. Rowling released a statement on something, and, like, Tumblr was, like,
was
going
bad.
crazy. And we were all like, what? I'm like, find out. Our friend pulls up the article, and I read the headline.
She died.
I was jumping up and down, screaming my head off. Like,
In
I had
public.
never...
In front of other people.
I never fangirl in public. Like, I keep it minimum.
Except
like,
that one time.
like that.
one time.
When we saw the Percy Jackson fans at the football game.
Oh my gosh, that was epic.
Okay, we probably shouldn't talk about that in this video
Yeah.
because it's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
But I was just like, I was screaming. Like, I was just screaming my head off. And, like, luckily the whole crowd was screaming, or else I would have been like a freak. And I like skimmed through the article, and I went home and I reread it. I'm just like, I don't agree with her on
I
this.
haven't read the article.
There's a lot of different articles, actually.
But I just don't agree. JK, I love you, really, I do, but I just don't agree on this. I honestly don't.
Yep.
JK, our friend.
I have all the books.
You have all
The
the
original
books.
hardcover books. They're just adorable.
That's what I
Yeah.
read on, which is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I don't care.
No, seriously, no. You need to see this copy of Harry Potter.
Yep, it's pretty rough.
This is the first book that we have.
Oh, what book?
Oh, sorry. Do you see this? Like the cover is off right there and right
And
here.
the pages are falling
Do you
out.
see the pages are falling out?
I remember when I read this, like, I opened the book and it fell out, and I'm like, Mary, I
What?
think I read your book. She's like, oh, wait, do you have that one? And she's like, I'm like,
We were like
"Yeah."
organizing the pages.
And she's like, oh, yeah, that's been happening for a while. Just stick them back in. We'll worry about it later. I'm like, okay.
And,
Like,
oh, my poor book. Anyway, so you see how much love this book has gotten. The pages are nasty, and it's just...
that shows it's a good book, though. I
Yeah.
honestly think if it's falling apart, like,
It's a good
because
book.
of how, like, it's an amazing book.
Yeah.
It was a good book.
So, we love Harry Potter a lot.
Yeah.
We do.
It's pretty fab.
And that's about Harry Potter. We're probably going to be doing a lot of Harry Potter videos, but
Yep.
this is just the first one. Click, like, comment, subscribe if you have any new suggestions. Just please, we want to hear your feedback. So yeah, subscribe!